Hi everyone. Today I am going to explain you the weak field and strong field concept. In the complexes, there are weak field complexes and strong field complexes. The definition of weak field strong field complexes depends upon the ligand nature. According to the ability or the capacity of ligand to split d orbitals will define the nature of ligands, that is weak field ligand and strong field ligand. When the ligand having the as there are different types of ligand we seen, the ability to split the d orbitals in the complex of metal ion will be differ from one ligand to other ligand. The ligands which are having the more capacity to split the d orbitals into a higher extent, that will be called as strong field ligand. The ligands which are having low capacity to split the d orbital, thus ligands will be called as weak field ligand. Now get the weak field ligand and weak field complexes character. In defining the weak field ligands, the ligands are less capacity to split the d orbitals, valency d orbitals of metal ion will known as weak field complexes, weak field ligands. And these and their complexes known as weak field complexes. The ligands which the weak field ligands which forms the complexes will be called as weak field complexes, right? Thus that is what the weak field ligands and weak field complexes. When we know that natures, their features, weak field complexes features, these weak field complexes will obey the Hund's rule. The weak field complexes in electron distribution, in electrons distribution will obey Hund's rule. You know that Hund's rule. What is the Hund's rule? Right. That is when electrons has to be filled in orbitals. the electron should to be fill each one in an each orbital. Then after only it has to get in pairing. That is known as Hund's rule, right? First it has to have attained the half filled configuration, then it has to go for the electrons more than half filled electronic configuration. Whatever the electrons are there, that has to be start pairing, right? That is known as Hund's rule, right? Here also in octahedral complexes there are after getting the d orbital splitting, we have the T2g and Eg, two energy states of orbitals we have, right? Triply degenerate state and doubly degenerate state. In this triply and doubly degenerate state, each orbital has to be filled with each one electron, right? Then after, right, sixth electron, right, what it means by T2g and Eg, there will be 5 orbitals. Triply degenerate state will have 3 orbitals, doubly degenerate state will have 2 orbitals. In this all 3 and 5, lower energy of 3, higher energy of 2 has to be filled each one electron. Thereafter the sixth electron, if it is existing in the complex metal ion, thus sixth electron has to be get in pairing. That is what the Hund's rule, right? Thus will be takes place in the weak field complexes, right? In weak field complexes, the electrons should fill each in an each orbital, that is T2g and Eg. After that the pairing has to be start. Pairing of electrons should take place. Right. After the filling of each orbitals of T2g and Eg only, it has to be go for pairing, right? That is what the Hund's rule. Such the filling, electron filling in weak field complexes, it takes place. Coming to next point from the weak field complexes is the weak field complexes pairing energy will be more than the crystal field stabilization energy. The pairing energy in weak field complexes more than the crystal field energy. Crystal field stabilization energy, CFSE. The PE, pairing energy, is more than CFSE. That is what it means, right? So here you might know, you might unknown for the pairing energy. What is the pairing energy? You might unknown for that here, right? So let us explain the pairing energy. What is the pairing energy and why it is lesser in weak field complexes? Let us know, right? So first we know that there will be in particularly in the complexes there will be two perturbations in electron filling, right? There will be two hindrance to have electron filling. The first hindrance what we have is, right, if we are taking an octahedral complex, 5 degenerate orbitals get splits into 2, that is T2g and Eg, right? You know this. So here when it has to be have filling of electron, right, after filling of T2g it has to be reach Eg, right? The electrons in the weak field complexes, if we supposed to take, right, if there are 6 electrons. Consider that 6 electron complex we have taken in the metal. In the 6 electron metal, there will be d6 electron. In this d6, it is easy to fill the first 3 electrons. There is no hindrance which is make the electrons to fill in orbital, right? After this 3 electron filling, the fourth electron has to be reach the higher energy, which is Eg, and it has to be filled in Eg orbital. So here, to fill the fourth electron in the Eg energy level, higher energy level, the electron has to be acquire the energy to reach till to the Eg, right? So that is what the crystal field stabilization energy, the energy gap between lower energy to higher energy, has to be acquire the fourth electron to reach the Eg energy state, and it has to fill there, right? That is what the first hindrance, right? So second hindrance what it comes is, after getting Eg and fifth electron, the sixth electron again it has to reach the T2g, and it has to pair in the T2g, one of the orbitals of T2g, right? So in this pairing also there is some hindrance, right? You know that in each orbital it can fill 2 electron, right? Whatever it may be D or S, it is P or F, right? Any orbital, single orbital can has the capacity to fill 2 electrons, right? So here there is one hindrance in filling second electron. First electron there is no hindrance, but when there is a second electron has to be filled, there will be certainly some hindrance taking place. The repulsive interaction, the unstabilization interaction is taking place to fill the second electron. The repulsive interaction to fill the second electron in an orbital is known as pairing energy, right? The energy required to pair an electron in a single orbital will be known as pairing energy, right? Now you got, right, what it means by pairing energy. In an orbital, the second electron to fill, the required energy to fill second electron or pair an electron in an orbital, the required energy is known as pairing energy, right? That is also one of the hindrance, right? That has to be acquired the electron, then only it can that the energy overcome by the electron which is pairing, then only it can be pair in an orbital, right? So here in the weak field complexes, what we are having in statement is the pairing energy will be more in comparatively with the crystal field stabilization energy, which means that the energy gap between lower energy to higher energy will be lesser in comparatively with the pairing energy, right? So far only, so that's why only the electron initially it's starting to fill all the orbitals without it can easily overcome the CFSE, as the CFSE is very lesser comparatively the pairing energy. The fifth electron, right, sorry, the fourth electron, it is going for the higher energy of Eg, right? As the this energy gap CFSE is low, the fourth electron never going for the pairing energy, because of pairing energy is high comparatively with the CFSE. So far it is going for the higher energy to get the orbital of Eg energy state, right? That is what happens in the weak field complexes, right? So far as it is going for the higher energy state only, it is statemented as the Hund's rule is followed by the weak field complexes, right? What is the Hund's rule? Hund's rule is that the available orbital has to be filled each electron with initially, then only it has to go for pairing. Why it is taking place in the weak field complexes? Because of CFSE, right? The energy gap between lower energy to higher energy is lesser in comparatively with the pairing energy. So far the pairing is the filling of each orbital is taking initially, then only it is going for the pairing, right? That is what taking place in the weak field complexes, right? The pairing energy will be higher than CFSE. So far it is following the Hund's rule, right? That is the second statement in the weak field complexes. The third statement, what we can give that the weak field complexes have more spinning, or we can say that high spin complexes. The weak field complexes are high spin complexes, and these are the paramagnetic complexes. Right. Why the weak field complexes should exist high spin complex, and why they are should to be an paramagnetic is same. The first thing, this is only the thing, right? As the weak field complexes are obeying Hund's rule, right, they certainly will exist the unpaired electron configuration, right? Initially go for unpaired electronic configuration, it never go for the pairing energy, right? It never go for the pairing electronic configuration. When it is existing unpaired electron configuration, most of there the electrons will exist in an unpaired, right? When there is an unpaired electrons are more in the weak field complexes, that's the why we can say that they are high spin complexes, right? And as there is existence of unpaired electron, it is taking place in weak field complexes, they surely will have the paramagnetic momentum, right? When there is an paired electrons, situation of paired electrons, then the complex will become diamagnetic. When there is a complex existing even in single unpaired electron in it, in the complex, it will be it shows the paramagnetism, right? So here, as the weak field complex is existing more number of unpaired electrons and having more high spin in spinning, so far they surely exist the paramagnetism, right? So far they can be called as paramagnetic complexes. Weak field complexes are paramagnetic complexes. And the fourth statement is the magnetic moment in weak field complexes is comparatively same as simple metal ion, right? So whatever the magnetic momentum shows by the weak field complex of certain metal ion will be same as in the simple metal ion, right? Let us take an example, right? Take a weak field complex of ferric hexaquoferric 3 complex, iron 3 complex, right? Ferric complex, and same taken same similar ferric simple ionic compound, right? Ferric trichloride, right? In these two, when we compare the magnetic moment, mu value will be same, one and same. Here there is an unpaired electronic configuration. The electronic configuration is T2G3Eg2. The unpaired electrons are all 5, right? In T2G all 3 orbitals are having single electron, and in Eg also there is an 2 electron, that is also unpaired electrons only. So far the number of unpaired electrons in the ferric complex, hexaquo iron 3 complex, will be 5, right? So far the magnetic moment will be 5.89 Bohr magneton. It would be 5.89 Bohr magneton. When same in the ferric trichloride, it is also existing 3d5 electronic configuration, and having 3d5 electronic configuration, all they are in unpaired electronic state only. All the orbitals of 5d orbitals will have unpaired electrons. There again the mu value will again having 5 unpaired electron will be 5.89 Bohr magneton, right? So what it means, the weak field complex, right? The weak field complex, whatever it has the magnetic moment, comparatively it has same as it is the simple metal ion. It's simple metal ion, right? That is the what comparison in between weak field complex to simple metal ion, right? In next statement, the weak field complexes will exist the outer orbital electronic configuration. Sorry, outer hybridization. Outer orbital hybridization. The weak field complexes will have outer orbital hybridization, right? Which means sp3d2 will be the hybridization of octahedral complexes, weak field octahedral complexes, right? Simple. The first one only you can take, same the example, right? Iron hexaquo iron 3 complex. In this, right, as it is having an D2G3 Eg2 electronic configuration, right, all the d orbitals, right, 3d orbitals of iron has each one electron. So the 3d5 is filled and 4s will be empty, 4p will be empty, right? So what happens, the 6 ligand has to be have it requires the 6 empty orbitals to have bonding between iron to 6 aquamolecules, right, aqualigands. So here in this situation, the 5 electrons in 3d5 never allow the aqueous electrons to occupy in this area, right, in this 3d5. So the aqueous ligands will choose as the next following orbitals. So next following orbitals are what? 1 of 4s, 3 of 4p, and it will go for the 4d of 2 of 4d, right? So far there these 6 orbitals, right, these 6 orbitals will participate in bonding with aqueous ligands. So there will be the hybridization of sp3d2, right? So this will be the hybridization taking place. So this type of hybridization is known as outer orbital hybridization. This is known to you, right? So far the weak field complexes will exist the outer orbital hybridization rather than inner orbital hybridization, right? They surely go for outermost orbitals, 4d orbitals, and thus participate in hybridization, and it shows the sp3d2 hybridization, and this outer orbital hybridization. Like this, the weak field complexes definition and their characters, ligand and complex definition and complexes characters we can describe like this, right? So the definition of weak field ligands will be known as the splitting ability, right? D orbital splitting ability when it is low for the ligands, thus will be called as weak field complexes. The weak field complexes formed the weak field ligands will be known the ability to splitting d orbitals by the ligand is, if it is less, thus the ligands will be called as weak field ligands, and their complexes known as weak field complexes, right? And thus weak field complexes will obey the Hund's rule, where the electrons will be filled in each orbital single, then only it has go for pairing, and thus weak field complexes pairing energy will be more than CFSE, crystal field stabilization energy. So far the initially the electron filling is going for all the orbitals to fill each electron, then only finally it is reaching for the pairing, right? Initially it is not going for the pairing, initially it is going for the electron filling for all the orbitals in each. There in next, these type of weak field complexes, as they are filling each electron in each orbital, there will be high spin it taking place. So far these can be called as high spin complexes. And as they are having high spin complexes, right, showing unpaired electrons in maximum, they surely will exist the paramagnetism, right? When there is an complex having or metal having a single electron, unpaired electron in each, even having single unpaired electron, it will be show paramagnetism. So here the weak field complexes have more highest unpaired electronic configuration. So far they will be paramagnetism in magnetic moment. And the magnetic moment of weak field complexes comparatively same as simple metal ion, right? And the example here we can show. And these weak field complexes will exhibit outer orbital hybridization configuration, and next we will go for the strong field complexes, strong field ligands and strong field complexes. So these are slightly reversed to the comparatively reversed to the weak field complexes, right? So if they are weak and these are strong, nothing but the character will be uh, mostly opposite, right? The ligands which are having more capacity to split the d orbitals will be known as strong field complexes. More d orbital splitting capacity ligands known as strong field ligands. And their complexes known as strong field complex. Right. Next, coming to the features of strong field complexes. The strong field complexes denies the Hund's rule. Right. They never obey the Hund's rule, which means that is the electron filling will complete the lower energy orbitals then fill the higher energy orbital. Simple. Taking the same T2 GeG, right. In strong field complexes, what happens is, same if we are taking ferric complex, ferrous complex, having 6 electrons, it initially there is no bothering of first 3 electrons filling. The fourth electron, as we are seen in the weak field complexes, it is reaching the higher energy, but here and following the Hund's rule, here what happens is that reverse for that, it is filling the lower energy and it is going for the pairing, right? Fourth and fifth and sixth will go for the pairing. If that is after that sixth electron, if there is any electron, it will reach us to the higher energy. That is what it taking place, right? This is an violation of Hund's rule. Actually, Hund's rule, what it says that all the orbitals should to be filled, each one half filled electronic configuration, then only it has to go for pairing of electron. For reverse for that, in the weak field complexes, what happening, lower energy orbitals only filling fully initially, then only it reaching to the higher energy levels, right? That is what it happening in the strong field complexes. The reason is it comes from the second point. The pairing energy in the strong field complex complexes less than crystal field stabilization energy. P is less than CFSE in strong field complexes. Why it is taking place? Simple, right? The ligands, what we defined it, how we defined it, the ligands here, they are the capacity to split the d orbitals into an higher extent, right? The gap between lower energy to higher energy here will be very maximum, right? So far, where in the weak field complexes, the gap between lower energy to higher energy is minimum, right? As they are weak field complexes, the gap will be very less. But when it comes to strong field complexes, the gap from the lower energy to higher energy is larger, right? So as there are larger gap, it nothing but CFSE is more. Here, as the CFSE is more, the P pairing energy will become slightly low comparatively with the CFSE. So when there is an pairing energy is less, so obviously electron, whichever will be the lesser hindering factor, that overcomes first, then it go for the higher hindering factor, right? These are the hindering factors, right, for the electron filling, right? This is just now I explained you how they are hindering the electron filling. So as the P pairing energy is less hindering factor, initially it overcomes, the electrons will overcomes the pairing energy, right? Nothing but initially they comes into an pairing, right? Then only it will go overcomes the higher hindering factor of CFSE. To reach the higher energy state, it requires the CF energy. It has to overcome the CFSE, right? Crystal field stabilization energy gap between lower energy to higher energy, it has to overcome, right? So that requires a maximum energy, whereas the pairing energy is minimum to overcome, to get filling in electrons, right? So the fourth electron initially go for the pairing, and after all 6 electron filling in T2G, if there is more electron, it will reaches to the EG and it overcomes, the 7th electron will overcomes the CFSE. That is what happens, right? That is what happens in the strong field complexes, right? In next, the strong field complexes are low spin complex or low spin complexes, and these are these are either paramagnetic, para or diamagnetic complex. Right. These will have low spin in the complex, right? Low spin, why? Because same this, right? As there is initially they are started to pair, right? Then what happens? The number of unpaired electrons here will become low, right? In the weak field complexes, they initially starting filling all the orbitals, so the number of unpaired electrons will be more. When there is a number of unpaired electrons more in high weak field complexes, they are high speed complexes, where here what happening, the number of unpaired electrons are getting lower and lower, right? Number of unpaired electrons are decreasing, right? So we will say that they are the spin of the complex, the spin of the electron also will be decreases. So far these are weak field complexes, right? When there is in weak field complexes, they either show paramagnetism or diamagnetism. Some of the complexes will have unpaired electrons, some may not be have the unpaired electrons, right? Simply if we are going for the 1d1 electron configuration complexes, d2 d3 electronic configuration complexes, they surely will have unpaired electrons, right? Because the 1 to 3 d1 d2 d3 all they fills into Eg energy state only. So far there will be unpaired electrons and they shows the paramagnetism. But when it come to 4 5 will be also have unpaired electrons, but when it comes for the d6 electronic configurated complexes, the all 6 electrons of d6 electronic configurated will fills into the Eg and there is no unpaired electron. So far it will becomes a diamagnetic. So here the situation of paramagnetic existence of paramagnetic takes place, as well as diamagnetic complex also it may have. The strong field complexes may have para character, or they can have diamagnetic character, right? So in next, the magnetic moment of strong field complexes is less than simple metal ion, right? Simple metal ion, right? When we compare the magnetic momentum of strong field complexes metal ion and simple ionic metal, there in comparison the strong field metal complexes metal ion will have less magnetic moment, right? Since it have going for the pairing of electrons, right? It has going for the pairing of electrons. When there is a pairing of electron it takes place, what happens? The spin it decrease. When there is an number of unpaired electrons decreases, spin will be decreases, which will reflect into the decrease in the magnetic momentum, right? Let us take the ferrous or ferric. Let us take the ferrous. Let we take ferric only, right? Ferric complex, that is hexacyano. You take hexacyano ferric complex, and same it's simple ionic compound ferric trichloride. Here in this, right, it has the electronic configuration of T2G 5Eg0. Here it has the 3D5, right? Here all 5 electrons of ionic compound will be unpaired electrons. So far the magnetic moment of simple ionic compound iron ferric, it has a 5.89 Bohr magneton, where in this same ferric complex, same ferric ion in the strong field complex hexacyanoferric, it has all T2G5 Eg0 electronic configuration, where the number of unpaired electrons here will be only one, right? T2G will have 2 paired electronic configuration, one will be unpaired. right? The two orbitals will be filled with an paired electronic configuration. One orbital of T2G will have unpaired electronic configuration, so it has only one electron. Unpaired electron will be only one. So far the magnetic moment will be 1.73 Bohr magneton, right? So in these two comparison, the strong field complexes will have lesser magnetic moment than the simple metal ion, simple same metal ion. That is what taking place, right? Next, what we can say that the hybridization, the strong field complexes will show inner orbital hybridization. Right. Say in the hexacyanoferric complex, when we take here all the orbitals, 5 orbitals of ferric will have this electronic configuration, and there will be empty of 4s and empty of 4p will be there, right? The 3d5 electronic configuration will have the 2 paired and 1 unpaired, and there is then 2 empty orbitals are also it has, right, in the ferric. So far the empty orbitals of 3d orbital empty 2 orbitals will be participate in hybridization. These 2 orbitals will be occupies the electrons donated by the cyanide ligand. So far it has the d2sp3 hybridization, right? The initial 2 d orbitals of inner 3d main shell, it having in a hybridization, participate in the hybridization. So d2 and 4s of 1 orbital, 3 of 4p will be participate in hybridization. So far it will be d2sp3 hybridization. This will be called as inner orbital hybridization. So these strong field complexes will exist the inner orbital hybridization. Like that, the each 5 characters of strong field complexes and weak field complexes we can compare in the concept of weak field and strong field. So after this, I would like to give you one note point regarding strong field weak field complexes, regarding octahedral and tetrahedral complexes. The first note point is the electronic distribution in octahedral complexes will depends upon the ligand's nature, that is weak field and strong field. Isn't it? The electronic configuration will depends upon the ligand's weak field nature or strong field nature. When there is an ligand, ligands are strong field ligands, the electron filling is differ, because it denies the Hund's rule. When there is a complex having a weak field ligand, it obeys the Hund's rule. There again the electron filling will be differ, right? So that means the electron filling in octahedral complexes will depends upon the ligand nature. When there is a weak field complex, it obeys the Hund's rule, and all the orbitals of T2G and EG initially fills each one electron, then it will go for the, after that it will allows the pairing of electron. Whereas the ligands are strong filled, right, then in the case of strong filled complexes, strong filled ligand complexes, initially it denies the Hund's rule, and the electron filling initially goes for the lower orbitals, so lower energy orbitals only. It has fill, it will fill only the lower energy orbitals initially, then after only it will allows the electrons to fill in higher energy. That is what it takes place, right? So simply, if we take an one example, cobalt complex, when we take here, why not we go for the cobalt complex, hexaquo cobalt 3 complex. When we take place, cobalt is 3d7, right? Let us take one more, right? 3d7, d6 already I observed, no? Let us take the d7, 3d7, right? Here the ligand, aquo ligand, which is an weak field ligand, so far the complex will be weak field complex, so as it is an weak field complex and ligand is weak field ligand, the 5 orbitals, cobalt 5 orbitals, and their electronic configuration 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, this electron filling, how it takes place, this is weak field ligand complex, so far obey Hund's rule. When it obeys the Hund's rule, the electron filling will be goes as to fill each orbital initially single electronic configuration, then only it has to go for pairing. So all the T2G will fills with 3 electrons, EG also will fills with 2 electrons, then after only it will go for the pairing, right? Before 5 electrons, till the 5 electrons, each orbital will fills 1 electron, 6th electron will go for the pairing in T2G, right? Same cobalt complex, if you go with a strong field complex, hexacyano cobalt 3 complex, when we take, cyanide is an strong field complex, strong field ligand, so the complex will be strong field complex. Strong field complex, right? In this case, what happens? Right. Right. Clearly I am showing that the splitting capacity also, right? Clearly here I am showing that splitting capacity also. Here I shown that energy gap will be slightly less. Here I am showing that energy gap is slightly more, right? Because here there is an strong field ligand, it has the capacity to split the lower energy, higher energy and maximum. But whereas in strong weak field complexes such as aqueous, it splits the energy levels of T2G and EG in minimum, right? So this is what minimum, this is what the maximum, right? What I thought. So there, now if I fill the electrons, right, here also it is a 3d7 only. Okay, I taken cobaltus na, so far plus 2 cobalt plus 2, if I take, it will have 3d7, right? So all 7 right? Now if I have to fill the 7 electrons, initially T2G will fill 3 electrons. The fourth electron never go for the EG state, it comes for the T2G only. It fills till 6, it fills all the T2G. After fulfilled T2G, then it only go for the EG. That is what happens, right, in strong field complexes. This how the difference, right? Here the electronic configuration after splitting, it is T2G 5Eg2, whereas here same 3d7 of cobaltus, 3d7 of cobaltus in strong field to weak field, weak field to strong field, how it is changing is this, right? Cobaltus in weak field having an electronic configuration of T2G5 Eg2, whereas cobaltus in strong field complex, it is having an T2G6 Eg1, right? Like that the electron filling will be has variation, change, distribution of electron will be changed, depends upon the ligand strength, ligand capacity of d orbital splitting, right? This is the one note point I have to share. The second thing is all the tetrahedral complexes are weak field complexes. All the tetrahedral complexes are weak field complexes. Why? Whereas the octahedral complexes, some may be strong field, some may be weak field, but when come to an strong tetrahedral complexes, even the strong field ligand also never shows that effective difference between weak field to strong field. The splitting pattern between weak field to strong field, it never shows effective or recognizable change in magnitude of CFSE, never shown in the tetrahedron. Since that the tetrahedral complexes splitting is initially in comparative with the octahedral, it is very low, right? We recognized in the splitting pattern only, right? When we are having a splitting pattern of octahedral and next by tetrahedral, I explained you, where I said that the octahedral complexes having a splitting ability is T2G and EG, whereas tetrahedral reverse to that of octahedral, as the lower energy is E and higher energy is T2. Not only the difference, the reverse of splitting pattern, it also has the difference of that the magnitude of splitting, right? The magnitude of splitting also has large difference between tetrahedral to octahedral, right? Where if we show that magnitude of octahedral, and there will be tetrahedral will be yes, this is T2G and this is EG, octahedral complexes. This is E and T2 tetrahedral complexes, right? The magnitude, not only the reverse in splitting orbitals from tetrahedral to octahedral to tetrahedral, it also magnitude of octahedral to tetrahedral also having large variation, right? The tetrahedral magnitude of CFSE is very shorter than the octahedral. In this shorter magnitude of T2G to EG, CFSE of T2 to E will never have that much recognizable change in even in the strong field or weak field. The weak field ligand complexes, the ability of splitting will be similar to the strong field ligands when it is having an tetrahedral complexes. The magnitude will never be have that much recognizable difference from weak field to strong field. The weak field ligand, the extension of weak field ligand splitting capacity and the extension of strong field ligand capacity will be nearby same. When there is a smaller magnitude, the difference will become very negligible, right? When there is a larger difference taking place, the lesser difference will be becomes recognizable. But here, as initially the tetrahedral having energy gap is very less, the difference from weak field to strong field, the magnitude difference will be very little, and it will becomes a negligible. So far these complexes is considered to be as weak field complexes, right? And as they are weak field complexes, they again has the Hund's rule, right? The electron filling will follows the Hund's rule, and that's how the uh, weak field and strong field concept from the weak field strong field ligands, right? This is how I express the weak field and strong field concept in the complexes and ligand orientation and their character. Here I stop. By next we will continue with one more topic, right? So hope this video is giving you the better knowledge about the weak field and strong field complexes and their characters. So I am signing off. Thank you.